Welcome back, everybody. JX here. With all the rambling lately of who the worst, and I'm going to use worst with heavy quotes here, God lead is, I'm going to take us through a little team building exercise with Goku, and I'm going to attempt to show you just how misconstrued this can be depending entirely on the team you build. So let's take a look here at our strength. Alright, we notice immediately we've got quite a few strength options. Starting here at Omega, you might think, hey, he's the old mono strength god. He'd be great here. So, alright, I'll just throw him in the team. Hey, Gogeta was the early god lead. Sure, throw him in the team. Zamasu's good, I think. I don't know. Yeah, sure, just throw him in the team. Oh, and, Broly's always talked about for tournaments and stuff. I mean, he'd be great. Sure, yeah, why not? Let's throw him in the team. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I don't know what he does, but he's strength. He's got a high team cost. He'd be great for this. Boom. Okay. So now we have a strength team. Again, the quotes are used and implied heavily here. Now, let's go back here again and look at this one more time. I'm going to delete all that and click Goku. Now I'm going to look at this again. Well, Omega, while being the earlier mono god strength lead, he also comes from GT. If you recall, Super Saiyan 4 Goku also comes from GT. In terms of link sharing, these two share quite a few links. But the problem also is mono strength Goku only gives his type effect to other strength, super types. So since Omega is a villain, he'd only get half of that. But I'm actually going to keep him on this team just because of how well he actually synergizes with Goku. And this is the point of the team I'm making. We're going to go to Gogeta here again. And yes, we will actually bring Gogeta, because his passive alone makes up for almost any shortcomings most of these teams have. In fact, the strength bonus he gains from Goku alone makes him just one of the best support have on a team characters out of all the mono god leads in the game. You could think cooler to full power Frieza, not even close. You could think the newest Android 17 to LR androids, not even close. And Vegeta doesn't really even have anyone who goes with them. But Gogeta, boom, on strength team alone, that is one of the reasons strength mono right now is one of the best, if not the best team. And it's not strictly because of Goku, it's because of the synergy he has with his team. And continuing further at that point, now we're going to look at Zamasu. As I just said with Omega, well, he's a villain. Does he have any links with anyone on here besides maybe Omega? No, so that would be a terrible choice. So he ain't going anywhere. Let's go look at Broly. Same thing. Oh man, he's a villain. And his AoE is AoE damage to all the enemy, but actually in terms of damage output, it's pitiful. He does almost no damage. He tanks nothing. He has 0 defense. He is one of the worst characters you can have right now on a strength team. So, barring that, he is out of here. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Now this is an actual utility choice. You can bring him here. He may not synergize well with the team, but he also provides defensive options. He provides the ability to stun. That alone is a good thought process when making this team. Is the enemy going to have some sort of countdown mechanic? Is he going to do something where I need to stun him for this? Or am I going to take a lot of damage this turn? Yeah, then he's a great choice. But now we're going to also look at Trunks here. This GT Trunks outright really has nothing going for him. He's a TUR, but besides his passive offering him damage up on his ult, he just immediately looking at him yeah, he's not that great. Why would I just maybe take Gohan over him? Well, again, we go back to Goku. Well, he's a GT character, so that rare GT link already scales well with him. All the links Goku has almost go in tangent with this Trunks. So actually, in terms of ensuring your Goku's ulting every turn, he's a great choice. So I'm going to go back to Gogeta and actually put Trunks here. So the chance of Goku and Trunks landing up on the same turn are higher. And instead, we will put Gogeta here in the 4th slot. Okay, so that leaves the last 2 spots remaining. Now you might be thinking again, okay, so maybe we can use Vegeta here. And like I said, utility-wise, it could be an option. Or you might be thinking, but what about Gohan, Gotenks, or Goku? All of them might be good choices you'd immediately imagine. Well, Gotenks, he doesn't really excel at anything except for having a small chance at stunning. And again, you could have that with Vegeta here, so there's really no reason to use him over Vegeta, as Vegeta himself would not only have a chance of stunning, he would also have a chance at blocking. And that alone just makes him a better choice than Gotenks. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he kind of suffers from what the old agility one. While he does offer phenomenal strength for himself for like a short amount of time, it's not that long, nor is the output going to be anywhere near that you can expect from Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And Super Saiyan 4 Goku is your catalyst. You're building this team around him to be strong, to make him the best god, quotes again. Because if you build the team like we did to begin with, you're setting yourself up to fail because no one works with anybody and everyone just dies. And building on that, recently Bardock, here he is, I don't have him Dokkan myself, this Bardock here, his Dokkan Awakening with Super Saiyan 3 Goku's patch released, he will offer all allies on the attack a plus 30% bonus depending on his HP. That is great again, because say maybe you had Goku on that turn. Well, if you had him linked with someone like Trunks or Omega for that turn, debuffing them while Trunks is buffing everybody else, well, Goku's about to hit for phenomenal damage and may just end the boss right there. Scrolling back up further. Now, I have to think, for my last two slots, what do I want? The only thing bridging this optimally, and this is actually a fault on my part, I do not have a Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku GT, the ape one. He is just the most optimal choice for Goku. If I had him, I would probably be bringing him over Trunks. But I'm still looking at like the terms of the team I've built. Like I have a kind of GT focused team. So I could throw Majub in here. If I threw Majub in here, he'd still link with everybody, but he'd be missing a lot of like the Saiyan links here and there, stuff like that that helps out. And you're still kind of building this in a way that, well, Trunks and Gogeta help each other. They help Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but they don't help Omega much. So since you're building a team bridging around mostly Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you kind of have to work in wonders where everyone else can help each other, but they're not going to be helping each other too much. So by throwing in Majub, I'm only really helping Super Saiyan 4 Goku and maybe Trunks. Like, you're kind of barring off Gogeta there. So instead for the team, as I said earlier, I'm going to actually go with the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Because of where his selection is right now, he actually ends up working well with Trunks and Gogeta. And now I'm going to scroll down to my GT Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and throw him in here as well. And now I have the synergy set to where his team placement's not only going to help Gogeta and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, but the possibility of him arriving next to Goku is high because he's last while Goku is first. So the chances of those two ending up in the same turn together are pretty high. So not only that, he still gains the GT advantage links and all the other buffing links that he could use here. The final result is a team built more on synergy rather than a team built on instinct. Since Dokkan is a game revolving around what the characters do themselves and their passives rather than what you think and know from the show, it's best to make teams like this knowing what you know, actual information, rather than what you assume could be the best. Because now I'm going to do a test again where I'm going to use the first team I threw together and this team against a Dokkan fight to see which one might actually come out on top. Alright, here we are at the Mass Saiyan with the first team I threw together. The only advantage this team is really going to have over him here is it's just the highest cost characters that I can form out of a strength team right down the line. So let's see if it's possible and how far we can make it with a team like this. Starting team, it looks like we have Goku, Vegeta, and Goku. The orbs aren't really giving us much love, but right there, immediately, you can kind of see a disadvantage of this. In terms of key links, we got nothing. Hey, on the rare bright side, you just got to see the Super Saiyan 4 counter and ult. That happens once in a blue moon. And that's also not to say a team like just thrown together willy-nilly like this is impossible. Of course, anything's possible. I mean, RNG is in your favor, luck can be in your favor, but like, let's look at right here. Well, Omega has 3 key. Cool. Zamasu is 3. We can link those two together, so they're up to 6. And Gogeta's got some love going in his angle now, finally. So let's see what we can make happen here. Well, no one's going to really ult again because the key links, as shown, are just absolute trash right now. So no one's going to be able to get an ult off. But Omega's passive will give us a little damage reduction here. Alright, on the next turn, looks like we got Broly's up the bat, Goku's up the bat, Vegeta can ult, but it looks like he's being sealed for the turn via the boss passive, so And this is one of the old things Broly always suffered from. He has no key links with anyone. Even like, since he's a villain, he's not really getting anything from Goku except for a single key link from each one. So he's got 2. And as I'm moving him around here, he's gaining nothing out of this. So we'll use Vegeta to block and try to get Goku to ult, but nothing's going to happen. And there's no way Broly's ulting. So again, we're just kind of stricken on single attacks for the turn. And this is on turn 3 already. Okay. Goku got penalized this turn. Unfortunate for him, as he would finally be able to ult, but it looks like we could manage to get Omega to ult. And Zamasu's eating those 20Ks like it's his birthday, my goodness. 151K, not too bad. Goku's base attack alone hit 121,000. Let's see if he reflects this one. He does, 2 in a row. Wow. We gotta give the thrown together team some credit. He just had Goku reflect 2 ultimates back to back. Talk about a Christmas present, my lord. Alright, so we finally have a team for once. Not a team, but the turn for once, synergizing almost perfectly. Everyone's gonna get an ult off, and it looks like we'll go into phase 2. That took about, what, 6 turns? 7? The damage, though, is already pretty telling. If it wasn't for not only RNG saving us twice, with Goku reversing those ults, we would be dead already. And if not only that, we've taken quite a bit of damage, so we would probably be using items into this phase already, like I'm going to do now. So I'll just use a sensitive beam to bring us back and take off any damage restrictions for this turn. We got 3 villains on the turn, but Broly, even then, he links with absolutely no one. Such is life being Broly, I guess. Omega and Zamasu, no matter which way we throw this, we're not really going to get an ult from either of them. All we can do is kind of build up orbs and hope for the best. Yeah, there ain't going to be no reflections this time. Like I said, Broly has almost 0 defense, which is just not good for having him try to tank people. Omega's kind of the saving grace as well, since his passive's bringing everyone's attack down. Alright. We're back into a somewhat decent turn again. Looks like Vegeta's sealed, so we'll have Gogeta take the hit, or bring down the girl here. We'll have Goku aim for him, try to bring him down, and let's see what we can have happen. Alright, so we bring her down. This should bring Toa / Mira down, whatever his name is. Okay, so we're down to the Master Saiyan himself. We'll go ahead and buffer up some heals again, bring our health back. We'll kick off any restrictions. We'll have Goku ult. We can't have Omega really do anything either, and like always, Broly will do nothing, so we'll try to build up for the next turn. Just because, again, this energy's not really doing anything for us. All we have is just Omega helping. Goku could be hitting far harder. He could probably kill Goku or the Master Saiyan on this turn, but oh well. That's kind of the whole point of this. Alright, back with Zamasu again. He's linked with no one, does nothing. He's just, hey man, I'm here. I'm strength, I count, right? Okay, with any luck, this should push us to the next phase, depending on how hard Gogeta hits. The bright side of the joke team I made on a second is, like, 3 of the joke quotes characters are on this team. So if we can manage to get them on the teams with the turn, it works out nicely. Okay, we'll get ourselves pushed into the final phase here. This is our third item use already, only on the second phase. But this will push us into the fast phase, and we'll see if we can push all the way to the win. Wow. I should put this one in the record books. That was 3 countered supers. 3 of them. Goku. Man, he does not like me calling his whack team whack, because the whack team's really trying their best to prove to me that if you counter ultimates that would instead kill you, it's possible. But here we are on the last phase. Alright. He'll be attacking us 5 times. The best way about this is, since Vegeta's here on the turn, we have 2 villains. They're doing nothing. They're linking with nobody. They're doing nothing to help us. So all we can do is rely on Broly's half Saiyan links to kind of give Vegeta a little bit of a boost here. And even then, Vegeta won't be ulting. And the only way to break it is to use our last healing item, which would just be Goofy. So instead, we'll use a defensive item. That's what, 4 items used now? I'm banking on 4. I can't check at the moment though, because everyone's too busy beating on each other. I'm still baffled. 3 ults. Man. Like, it's to the point where I can, like, count the weeks and days that he won't counter a super, and then the fact that he did it 3 times in a single fight, back to back to back. My goodness. It's gotta be a record of some kind. Yeah, it looks like 4, 2 10 days this. Alright. So again, we have to look at what's going on for the turn. Our best bet with a team like this would try to have... Okay, so we can have it so Omega can ult, which is good, which will lower his defense. And it looks like we'll be going into Dokkan mode. Goku and Gogeta will ult, so everyone's going to get an ult off. To ensure, again, we survive... Actually, the Dokkan mode should heal us, so we're going to not do that. Alright, so he's going to finally get his first ult off. Congratulations, friend. Looks like it's going to hit us at 78,000. Thankfully that was on Omega, or that would have killed us. And the funny thing too is, what's making this possible, if you notice the 3 characters at the bottom there, are all 3 characters that I was going to have set in the perfect Synergized team. Okay. He got blasted. Goku crit him for 988,000,000. Some big ass amount of damage. 2 more crits. An additional attack. Another crit. Look at this go, man. The whack team really does not like me talking shit about them. My goodness. 5k. 5k. Look at that. They did everything they could. Dokkan mode. Crit. Crit. Double attack. Crit. So let it be known that, even though I'm talking shit in a team like this, if you could manage the RNG King spin, like, seriously, what's happening here is a chance of you rolling, like, back to back to back to back SSRs, because don't expect this to happen all the time. Well, we'll go ahead and use our last healing item, and we'll have Vegeta either stun him, knock him down low enough, but he should probably be killed here. No stun, but that's fine. It looks like Vegeta's blocking passive broke as well. He's getting hit for full damage. $46,000, $46,000. Gotta love Broly. That's an example right there. He's got no defense to his name. But we'll go ahead and say goodbye to our friend, the Masked Saiyan. We would have had 2 Icarus and another King Yama remaining. So like, doing this, it could have been possible. Like, you could have probably died. Chances are you would be dead, because a few of those ults early on would have killed us if it wasn't for our Super Saiyan 4 here counter-blocking that. But the whack team pulled through. In terms of item usage, it looked like I used... Sophie went in there with 8 items. I used 4 of those. Looks like we used 5 items total, leaving us 3 left. And now I'll use this with the Synergized team and see just how much faster or quicker this can get done. And now we are here with the more Synergized team. One of the only differences in this team I would make is if I had Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku, the 8th one, I would definitely be using him, but as it's not available to me, oh well. But you're going to notice an immediate difference between the last time I did this. We're going to look at the Kai here of everyone. You'll notice that everyone is going to ult this turn, regardless of what I do. Because of all this synergy, I can move anybody around anywhere practically, and everyone's just going to be ready to ult and blow up. It's beautiful how well this works. So even though it looks like our Goku, unfortunately, is being ult blocked for the turn, everybody else is going to be able to take at least their turns on this. Okay. So the whack team took about... oh yeah, look, see? Goku doesn't want to... he doesn't want to reset that ult now. I think it took 3 or 4 turns in total to bring him down. Let's see how much of a difference this is. And some speculation too, this may have been the best fight to use because whoever gets their ult sealed kind of determines how long this takes. Because like I said, with Super Saiyan 4 Goku being the catalyst, you're kind of hoping he ults all the turns. But, oh well. You guys are getting the point across. Well, you're understanding the point I'm trying to get, so that's exactly what the point of this video is for. From what we're seeing, no one's going to take it, so what we're going to do is have Omega blast it, Goku blast it, and then Gogeta is going to finish this. And this should push us into the second phase on the second turn. And if Goku had ulted the turn before without being blocked, this would have done it for sure. So if we want to be technical about this, it looks like the difference was an entire full turn. Alright, so Goku's going to hit him now. Bang, 733,000, and Gogeta will probably finish it. Yep, took 2 turns. So that already, in terms of item saving, I used 1 item to bring everybody back up to full. I have 1 item, we're in phase 2, with 1 turn sooner than the team I used previously. Now we're going to see what we have set up again. Since these 2 Super Saiyan 3 Vegetas are of different types, they will still link with each other, hence why I'm able to use them on the same team. Okay. Now let's see if any differences. One difference I am doing is I'm aiming at the Masked Saiyan first versus the 2 other players. It looks like he got stunned as well. So our Super Saiyan 3 GT Vegeta, followed by Goku. Looks like he crit him. Even with the crit though, it didn't bring him down. That's pretty impressive, because that was over 1 million damage. But this is turn 2 now, and it looks like Masked Saiyan will be killed with my Goku hitting him this turn. And like I said previously, you can notice I'm moving here with Omega. While although Omega still is a villain, he's not getting the full link benefit. Since these are both GT characters, if I throw Omega in the middle, he gets the link bonus from not only Trunks, but Goku. So it allows him to actually get buffered up and then actually ult. So even though he's a villain, he can still be of use here. And since Trunks has an ult lock for the turn anyways, there's really no point trying to get him the ult because he won't do it unless we healed. And that will take care of the Masked Saiyan for us, and now we take care of the 2 friends. We're still not in any real danger, nothing's really changed. In terms of like where you place characters, we're sitting pretty. We're sitting pretty, we're sitting golden. And now we'll set this so we can go to the next phase. It looks like this took us a total of 3 turns. I'm recording these back to back, so I would have kept better count of the previous one with the whack team, but I mean, whatever. I'm not looking to be the Discovery Channel. I'm just looking to be the, hey, maybe we shouldn't be complaining about who the worst and best God lead is, because it's pretty obvious if you're doing the right way to play the game. And I'm using the right way with quotes. You can play the game any way you want. Like, you're supposed to play with your favorite characters, obviously. So, if you want to do it that way, I mean, by all means, do it that way. But when it comes to fights like these and the harder ones, you kind of do have to rely on that synergy here and there, because if you don't, you're just going to get blown up. Okay. So we go into the final phase finally, and it looks like we're sitting pretty. The only one who can ult is Omega, with both of our Gokus looking to hit. What I'm going to actually do is, I'm going to use the healing item to break the lock on Omega so we can lower his defense. And we will use one item, so this is 3 items used now. Okay, if we're looking at this seriously, it's 2 items used, 1 item used for more of a strategic read. So in terms of the WAC team using 5 items versus the 3 we're using, it would be more 4-2. So right now the team, in terms of item usage and using those items well, is doing a lot better. So we'll have Goku hit first. You may be wondering too, like, why I'm having Goku take the hit rather than Omega. But if I have Goku and Goku next to each other, as they're the exact same character, they won't link. So I'm losing a lot of damage by doing that, and there's really no reason to do that. So our first hit's a crit. Oh, and looks like Goku wanted to prove his worth, so well done. Counter that ult. He did break a streak, though, because I recall him getting ulted, so the grand total we have on camera, back-to-back fights, 4 countered ults, 3 of them in a row, 1 actually taken, and then a 4th one after that, so pretty impressive. So this is on turn 1. He's already down to 3 bars of health. Let's see, who got ult blocked this turn? If it's not Gogeta, we're golden. And like I'm saying before, you see Gogeta and Trunks work perfect with each other because they're still sharing the perfect Super Saiyan links, while Trunks and Super Saiyan 3 GT Vegeta are sharing their GT plus Super Saiyan links to maintain that they're also going to ult. We'll have Gogeta take those 800 purple orbs. Trunks can take what's left there, and we'll have him blast this, and we'll see where this goes. If I was being a little bit more cautious, I probably would have had a defensive item on Trunks, but maybe I'm just feeling generous right now. He's on his last bar of health, 212, so if Trunks survives this... Oh, well, he may not. We may have used that healing item. You got hit 4 times dead, but point still being, if I would have used the healing, so if I used the item, that would have been 4 items defensive. He would have died this turn, so that would have been a grand total of 2 turns. We would have killed him on the 2nd turn, versus the WAC team taking 3 in the final. All right, perfect. Besides the game over here, but that's my own being. I was just kind of showing the damage output. You can see just how much faster a synergized team versus an unsynergized team can blow through a boss. Like, you don't have to worry about doing this, doing that, using items here and there. Did I do this right? Did I do that right? You do have to practice a little caution. Like, proven example here. Because I didn't use a proper item or I didn't block properly, I took far more damage than needed. But barring things like that aside, you guys get the point. And I hope this was a little bit more informative to you guys, because I'm going to do one for Vegeta, Cooler, Super Saiyan 3, and 17. I started with Goku, though, because in all intents and purposes, right now, with the proper G-Synergized team, and like the team I just showed you right there, also if I had Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku in there as well, he is the strongest of the Mono God leads right now. The only one in close competition with him would be Cooler, and Cooler takes much more team synergy. There are barely the amount of physical characters in the game needed to synergize and make the perfect Cooler team, and because of that, it allows Goku to slip just a bit ahead. But the next video will probably be focused on Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and the Agility team, and why people consider him the worst of the gods, but why he's not a bad card. But until then, guys, take it easy.